Good morning, one and all. Today is day 20 of the first year at Res Homestead. So thank you once again for joining. And today, what I'll be doing is taking these and turning them into flower beds. So here we go.
Welcome to Res Homestead!
Is my day off, which usually means project day. Before I do that, I got kind of a late start this morning, so normally I'm up and out here starting on my day off at around 8 o'clock, but today I was a little lazy, and so now it's about 9 o'clock. Luckily I'm doing most of the stuff inside in the workshop, so I don't have to worry too much about the heat. But before I get started, gosh, animals everywhere. Before I get started, I gotta do morning chores. Shannon took Chris to the doctor this morning, so I'm in charge of animal duties. So, if you haven't already, just subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more of this, and like the videos. I get really excited every time I see a new subscriber, a new like, or new comment, something like that. It's very motivating, very encouraging to keep going and doing this. Got a whole year left, so what do we got in there? Squirrels. There you are. Sorry, that was very distracting. But anyways, let's get started. Miss Hen is no longer here. I don't know what that means. Where'd she go? Certainly she didn't just leave her eggs. Oh, that one's cracked. That one seems fine. I don't see any hairlines. Strange. It's the first time she's left. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll keep checking on her today. So we may have lost our broody hen. Let me show you why. So this is the corner of the barn where she would come in and out of because it's rusted out, you know, gotta change out those panels. But all these feathers leading that way, and this wasn't here before. Something was digging, trying to get to her, and you can see, you know, this is where the nest is. Let's see if I can just reach in there. There, that's her nest. So I'm gonna give it a day, see if she comes back. It's a bummer. You know, I took a chance. I didn't want to fence her in because, one, it's not my chicken. So she needs to be able to go back to her property over there, go back to her flock when she wants to. I mean, she's fairly well hidden, but it's, you know, it's not hard for any animal to just to walk up in there. So, lesson learned, definitely got predators out here. So when I am ready to do chickens of my own, there is no question about it. I gotta have somewhere fenced in at night, which I already, you know, was planning on doing, but that just confirms it for me. So just to give you a rough idea of how I make, you know, my flower beds out of the pallets. The ones I did before, I would go 3 boards high, 1, 2, 3. I did that deep because, you know, these are 9 boards thick, pretty much on average. So you can cut evenly 3 of them. And then for the sides, the ones I did out there, I would have 2 gaps deep. This time, I'm gonna probably make them a little bit bigger and go from post to post, which is about 34 inches. So the bed will be, these lengths right here will be about 40 inches long, give or take. So I can do an 80 inch by 30 inch bed, and that would be out of, what is that, 2 pallets? It would be 2, 40, 80, and then 2 sides. So yeah, 2 pallets will give me a an 80 by 40 or by 34 bed, which is, I mean, bigger than the ones. That's almost a 7-foot bed. So, and I kind of sketched out, you know, how much space I have, just really in general. This is what my current, you know, small beds that I brought from the old house were 107, and the reason they're in like a weird L like that is because I had them around a patio, a back patio, so that was why we had those dimensions. This one, I'm just gonna wing it, you know. Yeah, I'm just gonna wing it. Of course, gotta get the music going. Let's see what mystery music we're gonna have today.
To help avoid an overdrive.
Commercials. Well, there you have it. 2 pallets made into a flower bed. Now, don't expect this to be perfect. You're using pallets, remember, not wood that you bought, you know, nice and cut. So you're gonna have overhangs, not perfectly square, not perfectly measured, but again, if you're trying to do something cheap and for me, free, and you got, you know, perfectly good, heat treated. So what I did is first just have my Sawzall cut it into 3 board widths, then jigsaw to trim off the edges. And I mean, everybody has those tools if you're going to be on a homestead, or at least you need to. But just to kind of have everything fit together, for the 2 ends, this side and that, I trimmed off all the edges, like these right here. I just trimmed off all those. That's what all these things you see on. And I did that on both sides. And then on the lengthwise, where it meets in the middle, I did the same. I trimmed off the edges so that the two boards can butt up next to each other and just be a little bit stronger when I secure them together. And then just for a little better decorative is I left, I cut off this side right here so that it flushes up to the board, but I left this side just to kind of make it look nicer. Screw everything together. I think I'll make two for now, and then I'll go take them out there and look at my spacing, see if I need to make them smaller or if I can keep going this size for the layout. So there we go. So I just did this as an example of what you can do. If your pallet boards are too wide, like these aren't, but I had some burlap left over from the old project, so I figured I'd do it on this one, make it look cool. But this will keep the dirt from coming out, especially if you're gonna do this with really nice pallets. It just pretties it up a little bit and keeps dirt from falling out. I'm not gonna do it to the rest of them, but figure I'd use it up. Just basically stretching it out, and that's a staple gun. If you didn't have that, it'd be a lot more difficult with a hammer, but I just staple to every board a couple of ways down. So I'm gonna finish, move this one out, and I'm gonna finish up the rest of the bed. The two beds that I did. You can see the width difference. I got these that were only I want to say 20, 24, about if that, two boards. I didn't really measure, but these I actually measured. These were 3 boards, and they were 34 inches each of them. So I still have plenty of space. Biggest problem is this slopes down right after this bed. It slopes down, but so I can do them facing this way and it'll be all right. I just can't face any that way. It won't work too well. But I have enough space out here to come and do 2 more of these if I wanted to, because I'm gonna fence it in for, especially for rabbits. Have a little gate right here, but I was thinking like just a picket fence with just kind of some wiring to keep rabbits out. And now let's see what Shannon did over here. Holy smokes. That woman was working today. Now you can see all the way to the woods. Just makes it look so much better. So I'm gonna go inside. I don't even know what time it is. Do some more tonight. What I hope I might be able to do is get cardboard laid down underneath these and then fill it up halfway with some wood chips. And then I'll do the rest with garden soil, just because I'm gonna have to buy garden soil. Since obviously nothing here is good. So it'll save some money on having to pay for soil. So until next time, I'll see you guys, or maybe I'll see you tonight. I don't know. Thanks for coming.